Okay, Assalamualaikum semua. Hari ini kita sambung lagi kelas kita. Kelas amali untuk minggu ni berkaitan dengan database management. Okey, untuk database management dalam handout ni, arahannya perlulah menggunakan laptop. Okay, kita akan buat searching and extract data daripada OBICS. Okay, lepas tu kita akan buat data proving menggunakan worm. Okay, pertama sekali Kak Azwar akan bagi slideshow explain mengenai database management. Apa yang dikatakan data dan macam mana kita nak uruskan data, nak uruskan dalam bentuk apa. Okay, slideshow ni Kak Azwar dah rakam awal lah, ada suara, so Kak Azwar akan play kan. So kalau ada apa-apa nak tanya ke between that slideshow boleh tanya, Kak Azwar akan pause lah. Okay. Ataupun nak masuk kat chat pun boleh, nanti Kak Azwar akan respon. Lepas tu, Kak Azwar bagi briefing dulu teori mengenai database management. Dan Kak Azwar akan bagi slideshow yang kedua mengenai OBICS. Apa itu OBICS dan apa assignment yang you all perlu buat. Lepas tu, assignment yang dah selesai tu nanti, kita akan submit untuk you all punya tugasan lah minggu ni. So, minggu ni ada tugasan ya. Tapi dalam bentuk Excel sahaja. So boleh baca handout yang lab 4 yang Dr. Munisa bagi, lab 4 database management. Bagi yang tak faham tu, kita boleh discuss, terangkan secara lanjut. Okay, Kak Zah tak nak buang masa lagi. So kita terus dengan slideshow yang pertama mengenai database management. Kalau siapa-siapa tak dengar sound dia ke ataupun terlampau perlahan, maklumkan dekat chat, tak apa ya. Share. Nampak ke file yang Kak Zah tengah share sekarang? Nampak ke korang?
Belum Kak Azwar. Hitam
Belum
lagi.
share. Terus sekarang ni apa yang korang nampak?
Nampak hitam.
Oh, hitam saja. Okay, so sekarang nampak ya?
Hai, Assalamualaikum semua. Nampak?
Nampak.
Okey, untuk amali 4, kita akan belajar. Okey, untuk amali 4, kita akan belajar mengenai museum database management. Yang mana bagi bab ini, topik ini, kita akan membincangkan mengenai pengkatalogan ataupun cataloguing of biological collection and the basic requirement, apa keperluan yang diperlukan bagi kerja-kerja cataloguing. This is flowchart of collection management in RRC. For this collection management, first we have the execution of sample and data, and then we quarantine at least 24 hours, and then we have to process the sample. Okay, before this practical, student already done all of this process. Okay, they already collect tissue sample, they already measure, weight, take photo and identify the sample. After that, they also have to fix and preserve the sample. And then they assign specimen reference number. After preservation process, all the specimens have been stored in a container, labeled properly and sealed. Okay, now the next step. This is what we will do in our lab for this week. We have to register specimen information in catalog book and database. So we have to understand what is cataloging. Welcome to section number 1, cataloging. What is cataloging? Okay, for RLC collection, cataloging is the process of recording details information about individual items or groups of related items. So this is the important process to make sure that all the specimens have been assigned with a unique identifying number, either in individual or in the group. Okay, you must have museum catalog record for all specimens and data collections in your museum collection. Okay, the information on the catalog record may be as important as the items themselves. This is a very important process. You may be thinking, what is a catalog record? Okay, for your information, catalog records are both paper and electronic records. Okay, RRC use Microsoft Excel in a file to record it and store it in Google Drive Cloud. Okay, the catalog in RRC have two formats. The manual one, we have a printed form of catalog book in hardcover book. And then we have a digital catalog, which is in cloud. We use Google Drive, and then we store all the record and information in Excel format. In RRC, we have database and reference room. Do you have been there? It's just a small room, okay, where we have a table and a computer to do a database work. So cataloging process mostly we do in our database room. So here you can see what we have in our database and reference room, all the books for reference. And then on this table, we have computer to key in and make data entry. In this monitor, you can see we have a RLC website where we put all our information. Then this is example of our catalog record. So it's thousands of data, more than 20,000 now. So we have different kind of data for fishes, for plant, for algae, annelids, cnidaria, crustacea, echinoderm, and else. Okay, this is the hard copy for the catalog book. This is catalog book of fishes, and then all the information have been handwritten in this book for each of the specimen. So can you imagine we have like 9,000 of fishes, so you have to write it down one by one for each of the specimen. Okay, here you can see the blue color is the hard copy of our catalog book, and now we already save our catalog record in Google Drive, which is in digital shape. So we have all of this information, and then we can share all this information in our record. Okay, so all the information have record in catalog book in Excel file. For example, this coral, you can see the information in the label. We have order, family, species, specimen reference number. So here is a specimen reference number. Okay, for the coral, it's unique and it's individual. Okay, and then for this crustacea or crab, they have their own number also. MT Cruz 00625. Next, where do I get the information for cataloging? Cataloging museum object involve gathering and recording information from many kind of activity. For example, you have to do observation, physical observation of the specimen. Then you can gather all the information about the specimen. Then you have an accession record where when somebody send the sample, it's come with the information. So you have to collect it as a record for the specimen. Associate documentation, any kind of documentation, any kind of permit, paper, labels or information about specimen is also recorded in catalog. And whatever you gain from the research using the specimen, you have to keep it in your record. And subject matter specialist, you also can gather information from subject matter specialists. What kind of data that we have in our catalog record or in our database? So this is all the information that you can get from our database, from number, catalog date, accession number of specimen, and preparation of collection, condition, storage location, photo, and also object status. From all of this information, the bold one is a mandatory field. Okay, it's a must. You have to key in all the mandatory field first. The others is only optional. Okay, I want to highlight the classification of the specimen. Okay, this is very important, where you have to identify what kind of kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, and also scientific name of the specimen you have in our collection. Okay, so you have to know what is classification level that you have in your collection. Either it's only until phylum, class, so you have to mention in catalog record. For natural history classification, you can see it divided into three main group: biological group, paleontology group, and geology group. The most important one is biological group. So we have a 4-layer. If you can see this, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. We have 4 layers of natural history classification. Okay, from this level, we can describe our specimen. It's a example, it's a biological specimen. Under what kingdom? Is it Plantae? Is it Animalia? So after that, what major group is in Bryophyta, if mammals, fishes, and then what filing group? This is important. That's why we learn this subject. We have to know the classification of our organism. Okay, in Google Drive, this is where we record all our specimen and we catalog it in our record. So we have master database RLC folder, which is we have another folder for all the collection. So for example, for the fish, here is the folder for fish UMTF. So this is the catalog book of fish, which is contain all the specimen of fish in RLC. Okay, so what we have here in this record, what we call is a catalog record. So in this record, we have number, catalog date, accession number of specimen, specimen reference number, which is SRN. This is very important to so this specimen reference number, which is unique number for each of the specimen. Okay, we also have sampling ID, but sometimes we don't use that. It's only for field work. And then we have collected name here, and we also have date collected, identified by. This is for the person who identified the specimen. And also we have date for identify here. And then we have locality, the place we found specimen. And then we also include latitude and longitude here, depth, and then collected method. And then for classification, we have kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, and also we have scientific name. And then of your ID, I will explain to you later in worms, mesh taxa. So leave it now. And then we have common name here. We have measurement. In the measurement, we have width, total length, fault length, standard length. But for different specimen, like this is for fish, okay, we have this measurement. But for other specimen, we have different measurement. Okay, so we have physical description, habitat, or any remarks, and then preparation of collection or condition of the specimen. Is it wet, dry, and prepared by who, or who is the cataloger? Then we have storage location, photos for the specimen, notes, and OBICS. So in note, normally we will put how is the condition of the specimen, and some specimen is a holotype, paratype, so we will put in this area. Okay, so that's it. The catalog book of fish. This is one example of our catalog record. Now we are in section 2, quality control tools, or QC for taxa names. After After we finish catalog our information and all the data in our catalog record, we have to verify what kind of information that we have. Is it in a good quality data? So first of all, you have to name matching first. Name matching strategy is for taxonomic quality control. So in RLC, currently we use three authoritative taxonomy. So the most we use is the World Register of Marine Species or WORMS. And then the others is ITS, Integrated Taxonomic Information System, or CORE, Catalog of Life. Okay, between these three taxonomic lists, we will use to match taxa, which is we clean our data. We have to verify what kind of name that we have. Is it the taxonomic is correct? Okay, so we also go to IRMNG, which is the Interim Register of Marine and Non-Marine Genera. It's used to distinguish from freshwater and marine species. Okay, in order to check possible errors in our database, or either in scientific names typing error or possible non-matching taxon, so we have to check which worms, and you should follow the taxonomic quality control step. Okay, in taxonomic quality control, we match it with worms, World Register of Marine Species. The taxon match tool of the World Register of Marine Species is available here. The website http://www.marinespecies.org/afia.php mesh. Okay, you can go to this link, and then you can see what is the interface for mesh worm. Okay, the worm taxon mesh will compare your taxon list to the taxa available in worms. Okay, for performance reason, the limit is to set until 1,500 rows per run. Okay, larger files can be sent into the email that will be provided here, and will be returned as quickly as possible by worms. After matching, the tool will return you a file with your IFA ID. So IFA ID is something that I already discussed in our catalog. Okay, it's a very unique ID for each of species that have been created in the world. Okay, so if you have a species A, so they have a AFIA ID just for species A. And then if you go to any database in the world, they will use the same alpha ID for the species for the same species, such as for species A. Okay, if you want to find the species B, so they have another alpha ID. Okay, so if you key in the same number, you can get the same name for any kind of database. It's same also with LSID. Okay, it's like after ID, and then valid name. Valid name is when we have matched the name that we have in our record, so they will give you the valid name. Authorities, okay, classification from kingdom until scientific name, and any others output you have selected. And a complete online manual is available. Here is the manual, so you can go and study step by step how to do the worms. Here you can see a taxon mesh demo. Okay, this is for the test. First, we have to prepare our Excel file. This is the information or scientific name that we want to mesh. Go to Google and then type the worms database or worms webs www.marinespecies.org. So this is the worms page. So here you can see tools and mesh taxa. Okay, so you click mesh taxa and then this is the Avia taxa mesh input. You click choose file and then you can choose your file from your computer. You browse here and then here is a first content column name, so you can click it and then you have to click match up until scientific name. And for output you can choose what kind of output. For Alpha ID, LSA ID, scientific name, acceptable name, and then you just click next. Okay, so they will give you a preview of your data and then you have to select for your first column name and then you click match. So they are trying to matching all the specimen or scientific name they have in your Excel. Okay, so now here is the result. They have a scientific name and the result of scientific name that match. So you can see the green color is a good match, and then they give you choice ambiguous here, so you have to select which kind of species that you want to choose actually. So they have like an option here, so you have to choose which authors, so you have to choose the same authors for your species. Okay, for the red one is none, is no in the worms, so either you have to choose it in other it's not a marine. Okay, so you have to choose Excel and then you can click download. So you can see here is automatic download all the information and then it's open a new Excel file which is you have your original data in the column A and then in column D, E, F, G, H, I they have a new information from mesh taxon from worms. Okay, so you can see all the information you request have been put in this column. So you can see also alpha ID here for each of the scientific name. Okay, so you have an accepted name here in column I. So this is the accepted name that you can see. So now we will do an activity about what we have learned. Okay, for task 1, you have to do data entry and taxon mesh. Okay, using datasheet that provided in the folder lab 4, I already prepared for you Excel file. The name of the file is 266. 266 is the accession number for the file. Okay, so you have to transfer all the information in the datasheet into the RLC catalog or database template. Okay, I also prepare the template for you. So you have to key in the data from datasheet into the database of RLC. After that, please verify the scientific name from the datasheet using mesh taxa that you have been learned from worms. So you have to try how you want to do mesh taxa using worms until you get a accepted scientific name, and then you have to key in, okay, key in the data in the database. Provide the accepted nomenclature from the worms platform, and then provide the ID for the species name. After you finish these two activities, data entry and text and match, send the final document to me or to Dr. Melissa. You should put the file name MMB3314 underscore lab 4 underscore your metric number. Okay, good luck for the task. See you. Okay, that's all folks. Thank you for now. Hope you enjoy this slide, and till we meet again. Bye.
Okey, macam mana? Boleh faham ke slide kali ni? Suara bertindan. Ke semua tidur dah ni? Okey, so untuk assignment 266 tu, dah tutup ke internet? Okay, Kak Azwar sharekan file dalam WhatsApp group supaya senang korang nak cari nanti. So ada apa-apa nak tanya sebelum kita pergi ke slide yang seterusnya? Nampak macam semua faham je. Tak ada nak tanya apa-apa. Kak Azwar akan submit Excel 266. Kenapa ni? Try which info. Okay, so kita seterusnya pergi untuk part tadi part B, data proving guna worm. So, kalau upload file dengan catalog office. Okay, Kak Azwar dah upload dah dalam WhatsApp 266 nombor perolehan untuk file datasheet, and then catalog office tu Catalog Office tu kita punya database ni template. Jadi tugasan you all masukkan maklumat daripada 266 punya data tu ke dalam Catalog Office. Faham ya? Masukkan maklumat dari 266 ke dalam Catalog Office. Lepas tu save, gunakan mesh taxa punya tool daripada Word. Lepas tu try runkan mesh taxa tu. Lepas tu akan dapat result. Okay, verify je nama tu, ada masuk ke alpha ID dia, save, dan boleh hantar dekat e-learn. Okay, hantar dekat e-learn file tu yang telah disediakan. Agak-agak boleh minta slide tak Kak Azhar? Boleh. Tapi Kak Azhar rasa dekat sini berat kot. 236638. On document drive belajar. Okay, so Kak Azhar rasa akan letak dekat e-learn. Dekat WhatsApp memang tak boleh. Alright. So, seterusnya kita akan pergi kepada part A, searching and extracting data from OBICS. Okay. Okay, boleh nampak apa Kak Azhar share?
Boleh.
So, OBIS ialah Ocean Biogeographic Information System, which is OBIS is a global open access data and information clearinghouse on marine biodiversity for science, conservation and sustainable development. So, in OBIS, we have around 58,000, it's not thousand, million occurrences and about 3,000 data sets and 128,000 species. Okay, so what we can get from OBIS is all the information around the world. So this is the page of OBIS. You can go to obis.orang, and then this is the home page for OBIS. Okay, first of all about OBIS. OBIS, their mission is to be the most comprehensive gateway to the world, ocean biodiversity and biogeographic data and information required to address pressing coastal and world ocean concerns. Okay, the mission is to build and maintain a global alliance that collaborate with scientific communities to facilitate free and open access to and application of biodiversity and biogeographic data and information on marine life. So this is the information about OBIS. You can read from the website, and then for your information, RLC is part of OBIS. and RLC is an OBICS node for Malaysia, and RLC also provide data for OBICS. Okay, so when we want to check our data or information in OBICS, so we can go to this area. We can choose, if you want to choose by taxa, you can choose taxa, common name or data set. So we will choose data set for now because we want to see what kind of data that we have in OBICS from RRC. So I will type fish collection for the searching area. Okay, so we can see fish collection from National Museum of Nature and Science, Japan, OBIS Japan, see OBIS Malaysia. So here, this is RRC, fish collection at South China Sea Repository and Reference Center. So you can click here. So this is the page for RRC, all the information about RRC data. So you can see here OBIS node for Malaysia, and then citation is me, contact Atika, Amalina, Azwarina, and then Dr. Izwandi. So we have statistic here where they show how many data that we have in this OBIS. So now we have 956 that already uploaded. So the data is from 2006 until 2008. And then we can see the data analysis for each of the data that have been uploaded. Okay, so top taxa is the taxa that we have in our data set. So we can search by taxa. And now I want to show you how you want to download the data set that we have in OBIS, because OBIS is a free, open access and free, no need to pay. So you just go to DWCA here on your right, click that button, then you can see on your left here there are already a zip file that have been downloaded. So I will show in folder. You can see here DWCA RRC collection have been downloaded here, and then what you should do is you extract the file. Okay, so you extract, you can get the accurate file. Okay, so this accurate file is a raw data for 956 data, okay, in RRC. So here this is the SRN ID. So if you want to see until the end, so actually 1003, but 8 data have been rejected. Could have some error. So this is all the data. So you can get all this thousand of data. So this is difficult to view and extract, right? So which is the easier way to view this data is just leave it in our download area. Okay, so you just open Excel. You just open Excel, and then you go to open, and then that file we have been download into download. See here, this is the one that we have been download, and then you have to choose all file. You can see the accurate file is already here, so you can click accurate. Okay, this text import wizard, they have 3 steps. So this import wizard will change the notepad into the Excel template, so it's much easier for you. So just click next, next, and finish. See, all your data have been transferred into Excel. Okay, so this is all the data. It's very easy. Okay, so all the information we need for species. These species have been verified or QC using worms Texan mesh. So you can see we have the Texan rank species, and okay. So I have a task for you actually. After you get the data, I want you to extract some data from this data of RLC, and then you will submit the data to me and Dr. Mel. Okay, you will see